Hello. Hello, everyone. I can see we have lots of people here ready and waiting. Hello, Jenny and Jody. Rose, hi. Hope you're all well, girls. Nice to see you. You're way ahead of me, here before I'm even set up and ready to go. So, of course, the first question I have to ask, as always, is can you hear me? Is the audio good? I can see I'm getting a bit of light in from this side, which is probably not the most flattering, but it does look better when we get to my desk. You're able to see what's on the desk better, so I'm going to leave that on. Doesn't matter that I'm not in the best light. No one cares about that. What we care about is the making and the creating, right? So how's everyone's weekend been? It's Sunday night here. All good? Hey, Kay, nice to see you there. I see you're on Facebook. And some of the girls are on YouTube. Now, before I say anything else, if you are, there's a couple of things I'd love you to do. If you are watching on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, because what that does, it notifies you when I go live, whether that be a Friday night or a Sunday night or any other time. Hey, Denise, nice to see you. Hey, Katrina, busy gardening. Not right now, you mean over the weekend. Hi, Margaret, nice to see you. And Linda, hello. So if you're on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed, please do that, because then you'll see when I go live. If you're on Facebook, you can either like the Facebook page if that's where you're watching this. I'm actually in 3 places tonight because I'm fancy like that. So I'm on my public Facebook page, which you can hit like so you see when I go live there. I'm also live in my private VIP group. Now, if you're in Australia and you would like to be part of the VIP group, that's ideal, because that's where I do giveaways and things like that, which I can only offer to Australian customers. So you really want to be in that VIP group. If you're in Australia and you're a customer of mine or a team member, or you'd like to be one of those things, then please hop over to the VIP group and I will let you in. It's called Linda Dolke's private VIP group, I think. Let me double check the name of it so I'm giving you the right name, because you want to make sure. It's called Linda Dolke's, '(S), Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP Group. That's what it's called. I always forget myself. So for anyone who wants to be part of that, if you look for that, you will find it. It can be found, but it is a private group. And then we have the YouTube channel. So there you go. There's where we are tonight. Okay, let me go back, and I'm hoping tonight I'm going to be playing with a couple of things tonight. Hi, Sunny. Nice to see you. And Nairi, hello. And Joan, Gina, we're getting lots of people on tonight. And Shannon, hello. All right, so I see some people are on Facebook, some people are on YouTube, and either is fine. So that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to get started pretty quickly. The tutorial for my online class at the moment, and this month we are featuring the Flowering Tulips bundle. The online class this month has all gone live, so you can register now this week. If you were thinking of putting an order in for celebration or for anything else, really, I would think this is a great week to do it, because if you're ordering $50 or more, then you're automatically going to be enrolled in the class if you wish. Okay, you don't have to be part of the class. But what does that mean? It means that I then send you a video tutorial that I've already pre-recorded, which you can watch in your own time whenever you like. And I also, if you're in Australia and you place an order for $50 or more, I will also send you the supplies to make up all the projects. Now, if you're elsewhere and you're just buying the tutorial by itself, you'll get the video link to the tutorial. It's an unlisted tutorial, an unlisted video link. So you have to have that link in order to click on it and actually view it. And there's full instructions in there. All the measurements are in there if you need to cut up your own pieces and that kind of thing. So you can be anywhere in the world. There's a PayPal button set up on my blog to pay for that. And PayPal automatically does the currency conversion for you. If you're in the US, our dollar isn't worth nearly as much as the US dollar. So that's really good if you're in the US, because instead of $20 Australian, it works out to be much, much cheaper in US dollars. So it's actually quite good value. I wonder if there's anyone here who's bought many of my classes before that can vouch for them. If there is, I don't know if there is or not. I'm trying to think who has had my online classes before. Sunny, I think you have. I'm just looking to see. Hey, Denise, I missed your name before. Ah, yes. We have 2 Denises here tonight. So there you go. So any of the people who have previously bought the classes, if you tell people that they're great, that would be awesome, because I know they're good, but I want everyone else to know as well. Okay. Oh, of course, it's cold. That's what it is, Jenny. Gina's temperature is cold over there. They've really had some really freezing temperatures lately up in the north part of America and Canada. All right, so let's switch over to the desk and let's have a little play. Here we go. All right, so here's our beautiful mini catalogue, which I know most of you have probably seen by now. If you haven't and you don't have one, reach out. And if you're in Australia, I can send one of these to you for free. It doesn't cost anything. Happy to send them out. What we're playing around with tonight is the Flowering Tulips bundle, which is this. Actually, it's easier to see over the page. So you'll see it best on page 16. And you've got an up-close picture of the stamps in this one. And you'll see it's a two-step stamp set. So, you know, you've got a couple of images that work together to give you a background and then a finer detail. These ones and these ones. So they all work together to create a really, really beautiful look. And you can see they've done some nice samples. I've done some nice samples too. So these are the ones I did the other night for anyone who's watching on Friday. Was it Friday night we did this? I think it was. It feels like a lot longer ago. But here's another one that I've done. I did this one recently as well. And so you can see two different colors used to make like a layered look. And that's why it's called a two-step stamp. Okay. My favorite stamp in the whole set, though, is this lovely thank you in a circle. I just think this is so pretty. And as you can see, I used it on this one just there. And I used it here with a vellum layer behind. So that's my personal favorite stamp, but that's just because I love it. I love a beautiful thank you stamp. And if you're interested in anything for Valentine's, there is a nice love you so much in here as well. And there's also a happy Mother's Day, which is, I guess, not that far away. We probably need to start thinking about that because that's the second Sunday in May. And I think our Mother's Day here in Australia is exactly the same as what it is elsewhere. It's Father's Day that are different dates. Because in the US, I know Father's Day is earlier in the year, and in Australia here, it's not until September. So, so those dates are different. A heat wave, 8 degrees. Wow. Is that, sorry to ask this silly question, that's Celsius, right? Is that how that works? Because I think you guys do Celsius in Canada, yes? Oh, you just ordered it today, Jody. It is a beautiful set. It's really lovely. No, I don't have the windmill, Jenny. That's this one, the one over here. Okay, so there's a windmill stamp and some lovely fields of tulips and some nice little images there. And then there's a big windmill in the dies. So I've seen some beautiful things done with it. I've thought about buying it, but I haven't given into that temptation just yet. Okay, I mean, there's every possibility. Catalog's not over yet, right? But I haven't got it yet. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. The whole suite has some extra things in it. It has this lovely evergreen and white check ribbon and also the brushed brass butterflies. Can't believe I actually said that correctly because that's really hard to say. And then this beautiful paper, which we're going to use that a little bit tonight. Okay, the paper to me, the paper is just gorgeous. Love all the colors in the paper. All right. So here are the dies. Let's open them up and have a look. There's 16 dies in the set. No, sorry, 17 dies in the set. I told a fib. Okay, and you've got all the different layering pieces that make up the tulips. This is not one of the cards from the class, but you can see I've got some of the, whoops, that's meant to sit down there. That one needs a little bit of a glue or underneath or something else over the top. So you can see the tulips are like 3D. Okay, and I've sponged over the edges of them. And I do show how to build these tulips and how to do the sponging in the class. Okay, so if you're looking at learning how to do that, then you can do the class and you'll get those instructions. Not doing that tonight, but tonight I thought we might play with this die. And the reason I want to play with this one is because I didn't use it in the class. So I thought it might be fun to do something with it, seeing as we didn't. Okay, and I've got a couple of ideas of things we can do. Now, I've already gone ahead and pre-cut a couple of these. You can see this one has already been cut out. I'm just going to loosen it up. Now, when you come to an intricate die like this, is the light okay? Can everyone see all right? I know there's a bit of shadow. This is a time of night that actually is problematic for me, and I actually am looking and thinking I do need better lighting for my desk. During the day, I have lovely sunlight coming in through the window. But as the days are getting a little bit darker at this time of night, I'm noticing that I'm having a few issues with my light. Okay, so what I have, what I suggest, you can do a number of things. We have our Take Your Pick tool, which is floating around here somewhere. Where is it? Here's one. Okay, and of course it's got a pointy tool on one end, and you can poke your bits out with that to lock it in. That makes more sense. But we also have a die tip brush which goes on the other end. So this is at the moment the putty tool on this end. Okay, but if you like, I have a second one because I like having both tools. We also have this die brush attachment, so you screw that putty tip off and you purchase the die brush separately. It just screws on to where the other piece came out, and then it's fantastic for getting rid of all the little bits in your dies. Okay, so I can put this, it does come with a mat, although you don't have to use the mat. Let me just see, do I have a mat handy? Maybe not, that's okay. I'm just going to use a regular mat. Even if I just use any mat, I can go along and rub it over this like this and see how the pieces start to fall out. Okay, another thing you can do is just do it in the air and they come out as well. Okay, so there's a number of different ways you can do this. You can also push it out with the end. You can see I've got the flat chisel end here, or I can turn that around and make the pokey end, what I call a pokey tool. But most of these are just coming out really easily because we've already brushed them. And I've got another piece that I did earlier, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, and you'll see all the pieces of that one, they just fell out straight away. So what I tend to do is when I run a die like this through once, it leaves a few pieces in, just like what I've got right here. If I run it through my machine and then run it back again, it comes out almost completely. All right, so it's a lot better by running it that extra time through. But I'm just going to push a couple of these out. Does anyone have these dies? Because I love them. I think they're so good. I have used this one a little bit. You might have seen I used this one the other night with a sky background, and it looks really, really good. I should have run this one through a second time, but anyway, that's okay. We're nearly there. All the pieces are kind of falling out now. A couple still holding on there and wanting to hang around at the back. All right, pretty much pretty good. That's good enough for what I want to show you. I don't want to spend all night poking out the pieces. All right, if I had my little mat, that would have been better, but that's okay. You can, like I said, use a different kind of mat, but the foam mat that comes with these die brushes is the best one to use. I think I'm there. All right, I'm going to call that done. Let's just move all these pieces out of the way, just like that. Now, there's a whole bunch of different things we can use. It's a nice little silhouette piece. The thing is, it doesn't cut the bottom edge, okay? It cuts the top edge, but the bottom bit here, I don't know if you can see, it doesn't cut the bottom. I cut that myself with my trimmer, okay? So you can decide, you might decide you want it, you know, on a much higher piece. So if I was to, for example, I'm just going to use this one as an example. If I was to cut it here, then this piece would still be attached. So you can have as much of the ground as you like, which is kind of handy. It doesn't cut that bottom piece. It only cuts the top, and the bottom bit, you decide how much black or whatever color you're using you would like, okay? So we can use this on different pieces. So like I said, the other night I used it on a piece of sky. And you're thinking, what sky? Some of these beautiful papers have, like for example, this one here has a blue sky. I think the polka dot one has a pink sky, which is kind of pretty. So, you know, you could put this here and have it so that the clouds are behind here, and that would look really nice as well. That'd be a really lovely card just in its own right if you were to cut that to shape, cut it to size. So it looks really good on a scene or a scenery. The other thing it looks really nice with is the New Horizons DSP. Has anyone seen those? They are beautiful. Or even the Marvelous DSPs. So they're really lovely as well. We've got so many nice DSPs at the moment. So, you know, these beautiful Marvelous ones, it looks nice in front of those. You really can use it in front of anything. Okay. But what I thought I might do is I've got a longer piece here. Okay, this is the one that I had already cut out. And I want to make a longer piece. So this is a piece that I'm going to put in front of a scenery, and I will post that for you later. If we'll see. I think, yeah, I'm just deciding whether or not I do it in front of some clouds or maybe a different piece. But, you know, that would look really nice in front of that. But I did do a similar card with this the other day, just this die, the DSP, and then a couple of clouds and a greeting in the corner, right? Okay, so here's one I've cut already, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my machine. I'm going to have to go a little bit further up with the camera, though, because it's going to be too close. So let me zoom out. Okay, how's that? Oh, you can see my skirt down here. That's all right. No one cares about that. All right, so I'm going to put this piece here into the machine. And I've already, like we just said, I've already cut this piece. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. Can you see this? So it continues. So I want this to kind of go off the edge. And I'm going to actually push this further in. And I want this line here to continue what was already happening with that line. So about there, do you think that's right? If you don't get it completely exactly lined up, that's actually okay. That's still all right. Well, I'll tell you guys a little secret. The silly I am. Last night I ran down to Aldi. We were out of butter, and I needed to grab some butter, and wasn't really paying attention to where I was walking. They just said the announcement, you know, the store's about to close, make your way down to the checkout. So I was heading down to the checkout. I was in a little bit of a hurry. I wanted to get out before they shut the door on me, and didn't realize the guy had been mopping the floor right near the registers. Guess who went down for the count? Not for the count. I didn't actually lose consciousness, but man, I hurt myself. I am so sore today. So I've been hobbling around all day. Okay, now can you see? Let's get rid of this. I'm so glad that I have a job that allows me to just sit. Right? Okay, so can you see? I didn't quite line this up well. Okay, so it's kind of, I've got a little bit of a dip there. Now, it's not particularly obvious, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top off this, okay, and I'm going to show you how I made this. Okay, this is a little box. Okay, these boxes are actually in our annual catalogue. If you haven't seen them, they're really cute. Little gold top box. I know, wasn't it? It was a bit, and it was terribly embarrassing. Thankfully, there was hardly anyone else around because they were about to close. And I took Panadol or painkillers, and I'm fine. I just felt so stupid. Never mind. And the funny thing was that I ended up kind of doing the splits, which is something I haven't been very good at ever in my life, not even when I was a child, let alone now in my 50s. So yeah, it's well, the ground was completely even, but I didn't realize he'd been mopping right next to the register, which seemed kind of silly to me to mop right next to the register when there's only one register open and there's still customers in the store. Obviously, they have to walk there. So yeah, that wasn't very good. But anyway, I think I'm fine. Anyway, so I just felt really silly. You know, you do, the first thing you do is, well, this time was actually, I didn't, normally the first thing I do if I fall over is look around to see if anybody saw. but no, not a good look at all. And so one leg hit the wet floor and shot out to the front, and then the back one shot out to the back, and I ended up literally doing the splits next to the cash register. Very, very embarrassing. Kind of funny, but kind of not. Oh dear. I'm pretty sure it's fine, Jenny. I think it's probably a muscle issue. I hit my knee because I landed on one knee, but that seems fine today. I was worried that might have been bruised, but the leg that is sore is more, I think it might be more of a muscle thing. So there you go. Oh, you meant the ground in the die cut. Right, sorry, I thought you meant the ground in the shop. The shop was completely level. That was, yeah, anyway. So here we have on page 137 in our big catalogue, we have this white and gold little box, okay? And they come like this. They come in a pack. How many are in a pack? I think there's 8 or 10. There's 10, okay? And here's the bottom. And then you've got the gold bit, and the gold bit is on the top, okay? Really easy to put together. Something I really love, I always look, when we get a new catalogue, I look for the packaging basics or the packaging page, because there's always like little boxes, there's bags, there's, you know, acetate card boxes, there's all sorts of little things. There's this little jars, all sorts of cute things that you can dress up to put food in. Most of them, if not all of them, are food safe. So you can keep, you know, you can put something in them that's edible, or, you know, this would be a lovely little box for, you know, like a place setting at an event like a wedding or something, or even you know, you could put a little Ferrero Rocher in them. That's actually what I did at my launch. I made these and put Ferrero Rochers on them, but I didn't have the idea to use this die at that time. I used something else. But they, yeah, I was really happy. They really turned out pretty. If you're wondering how much they are, number 7, they're called Simply Classics treat boxes. They're $17.50 for a pack of 10 boxes, okay? And they are, what's it say? Is that right? 1 1/13 of the 16th of an inch. That's tricky. Or 4.6 centimeters square, which is easier for me to understand. And it does say that they are food safe. So you can put actual food in them if you want to. So what I did with this one, can you see that we had the first one. So this is the die. Which way does it go? This way. This is the die, the first part of the die there. Okay. And then I've put another piece on. Didn't quite get it right, but put another piece on here. And that's okay, because what I'm going to do is where this little imperfection is here, I'm going to fold that right there. And then when we put it onto the box, that's going to be one of the corners, because I did the same thing with this one. So it looks pretty cool, right? But if you're looking carefully, there's actually a little imperfection exactly the same right here on this box. Okay, but you can barely see it because it's right on the corner. So it works really well. They are really cute wedding favour boxes. I think they're lovely. Something really different. And Cookie says, hi, Jenny. Actually, I went back today on the advice of a team member who I was chatting to last night when I got home. And I mentioned that I'd had a fall. And she said, I hope you made an incident report. And then my husband said the same thing when he came home from work this morning. And so I had to go back this morning and ask them about that. And apparently they had made one out after I left. But I think I was in shock at the time, so I didn't really know what was going on. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this up. They come flat like this. You push them out. Super, super easy. This white piece here has a fold right here. So it's scored already for you, and that goes in first. And then these two pieces, this little guy here goes over, and this tucks in just in between there. Okay, that's how easy that is. And it's got this cute little satin loop on the top that is quite classy, and that's probably why they call them the classy treat boxes. And then the bottom is very similar. Okay, how easy are they? They just go like this. Okay, same, this piece here has a score. You just fold that in and then push it back up so it's in line. Then these two fold in. This little lip gets folded over, and then the whole thing pushes together. So this is the base. And the other bit I did first is the top. And of course, they are a perfect fit. Isn't that cute? I think they're really gorgeous. There you go. Not an imperfection. It's interesting. Well, it's our little secret, Jenny. That's how that works. So, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this right. We don't need the bottom at the moment. I'll come back to that. We're just going to work on the lid. And I'm going to put that where that little, what did you call it? That little interesting bit is. We're going to put that right here. Okay. And that's going to stay there. And then as I move around, I'm just going to fold, like crease the corners. Do the same again. And then this piece as well. Now, if you have any like little bits that you're not real keen on, there's another option too. Like for example, I can see that that didn't line up very well either. Either we just say it's interesting, like Jenny said, or you could also put a little bit of twine or gold ribbon around this black piece at the bottom, okay? Because when you do that, it also looks like it's quite intentional that it looks like that. Okay, you can see how it's going to sit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab, you can use Tombow, you can use seal, you can use whatever you like. Seal I think is good for this because once it's down, and that is just fine. I'm just going to run the row of seal all the way along. And then I've already got those lines worked out, remember, that I put down before. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to line up that bottom so it's right on the edge. Hold it in place. And then this piece is going to go over there. And we're lining this up with the edge all the way around and sort of just push it down with your finger as you go. Super, super easy. And then this one just covers that join at the edge there. And like I said, if you're worried about any of these little marks or any of these little pieces not looking quite right, you could also put twine or a little bit of ribbon all around the bottom, and that would also hide them up. And then the lid just goes on and you've got yourself a little box. Isn't it cute? I really like it. I thought it was really quite easy to achieve, but a little bit classy. Hey Vicky, nice to see you. Oh yeah, I saw she got engaged, Denise. Congratulations. How exciting. Well, yeah, it depends. I had another customer here the other day. Her daughter's getting married, and her daughter has decided her wedding color is basically mint macaron. So my customer bought mint macaron cardstock and mint macaron ink and all the different pieces so she can start making things up ready for her daughter's wedding, which was lovely. But we don't really have, we have mint macaron velvet ribbon, but that wasn't what she wanted. She wanted something softer. And okay, whoops, I just dropped a whole bunch of things on the floor, but hey, that's okay. Magic of video, I can clean that up later. This is the soft succulent open weave ribbon, and it's quite, because of the open weave, like an organza look, even though the color it's meant to be is soft succulent, guess what color it looks perfect with? So I am just showing you for comparison. So this is the soft succulent cardstock that it's meant to be the right color. Congratulations. That's very exciting, Denise. Okay, so this is the mint, this is the soft succulent, and you can see it is the right color exactly. Now you wouldn't think it would go with this one as well because mint macaron is quite different. Can you see how different these cards are? It's easier to do if we haven't got the plastic in the way, but they're very different greens. Okay, and yet look how good this looks with the mint macaron. Okay, so you can, this is kind of an interchangeable color. It's, to me, it's almost a neutral green. It's a very, very useful color, and the more I use soft succulent, the more uses I find for it. It is absolutely fantastic, and not a color I thought I was going to love as much as I do. So there you go. All right, let's move this out of the way. So there we go. We have a little project there, which is our cute little favor box or whatever. What do we want to call it? We just call it a, yeah, we just call it a little, I think it's classy enough to be beautiful for a wedding. I'll put that on its side because you can't really see them from above. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do one more card, and tonight, I thought, seeing as I love this paper from this suite so much, I thought we might get in and do something in our purples, because purple is one of those lovely colors that just works as well. And I'm going to use Highland Heather because that's actually one of the colors that's featured in this lovely paper. So this is from the same suite. This is the Flowering Fields DSP. And I just dropped my trimmer on the ground. Give me 1 second. There we go. So I'm going to me, it needs to go this way. So I'm making a landscape card this time, and I'm going to make it 9.5 centimeters wide. And it's going to be 13.8. So this is going to go inside this piece, if I've measured this one right. I think I have. Yep. So the Highland Heather piece behind is 10 centimeters wide by 14.3, okay, which is your basic card front size. So let's move those out of the way. Now, I'm just wondering how big to make these. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't, there's plenty more paper where this came from. So I'm going to cut 1-inch strips. 1. So in the end, I'm going to actually be cutting a little bit off this paper. This is another favorite card design. I like strips of beautiful DSP. I just think it always looks good no matter what you do. All right, so let's cut that bit off. All right, so now I'm going to put this piece here, put it back, and let's try and put them on in order. I've already got them out of order. Goodness me. That's better. That one goes next. And then that one. And then that one. And then that one. So we cut this little bit off of that original size, but because of the gaps between our pieces, now we could leave it like this, or if we want to, we can start turning it over and make it a little bit more interesting. So what do you guys think? Shall we go with the reverse side? Because of course it's going to coordinate. We've got Blackberry Bliss, Highland Heather, and a bit of Fresh Freesia in there. What do you think? Should we have it with the alternate stripes, or should we have it with all the same? What do you guys think? And I'm going to bring my bring this down a little because it's too far away. It is a good combo, isn't it, Gina? I agree. And you're right. They are in the same green tone family. So do we like, I'm leaning towards having this bit more interesting with the backing pieces. I'm thinking that's rather nice. Alternate stripes, says Nairi. All the same, says Sunny. Gina says alternate. Ah, yes, it does depend on what we put on top. You are correct, Denise. Right, Gina's was the first answer, and that's the alternate side. So we're going to go with the alternate. Sorry to everybody else if you didn't get your say, but it's always first in, best dressed. Who I pick? I have to do that, otherwise it's not fair, right? Unless I have a particular opinion myself. But right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Tombow, and I'm going to pop the color, sorry, the glue on there. And you are right, we are going to be putting something over the top, and that's why I don't think it really matters too much which way we go. And so I'm trying, so when you're doing this, my suggestion is you lay them all out first and work out how far apart they need to be, and then it's easier when you come to actually glue them down if you just do one at a time. Move one, put it in place, move the next one, put it in place. The other thing is, and I didn't do it and I should have done it, is I usually start with the two ends. I just realized I'm going to leave that to one side for a second. I'm going to stick this one next. Okay, now what I find is if you center this on your grid paper, so you've got the center line down the middle, it is easier then to work out where the center one needs to go. it's easier than starting from one end and trying to get the spacing right and getting to the other end and then realizing they're too far apart or too close together. But if you do it holding this in one place, and then we put this one in the center because we know that that's the middle, then these bits are just going to go in between. It just makes it easier to get all your spacing right. Just a little trick when you're doing stripes or equally spaced things, whatever they might be. Right, so this one fits right there, and see, then this one's going to go in this space, and this one that I've already got the glue on is going to go in this space. Actually, I'm going to change that around because I've got dark at this one, light in the bottom, dark at this one, light in the bottom. I'm going to have them alternating. So I'm going to turn that one around. This is the last one. I just realised I keep forgetting to look up and read comments, which is very naughty of me, because if I'm going to have a conversation with you guys, I need to be looking. Sometimes I feel I need a separate set of eyes looking at comments while I'm making. Hey there, Wendy. How are you? What's the weather like where you are in the UK? It's early morning for you guys. Oh, no, it's not early. Late morning. There we go. All right, so this is how this is looking. Now, I have already gone and pre-cut a piece to go in the center. Now, this is just a piece from the scalloped contour dies. I'll tell you guys, these dies, if you don't have them, they're one of my favorite die sets. I know they're here on the table somewhere because I just had them earlier. Let me just grab them for you. I'll put a million things on top of them, as always happens. Here they are. All right, this is them. They're a bigger 6x6 pack, and mine are all over the place, but I love these dies. I use them constantly. I find them one of the best die sets we have. They go from a really big card front size scalloped piece, and then each piece, like if you have a look here, each piece fits inside. I use this second biggest one, probably this one, and the one I've just used just now. These two are the ones I use the most, those two. And then as we go down, I do use the others for things. This one, this little guy, is great for sentiments. It works really well for sentiments. And then there's a lovely scallop that does beautiful scallop shapes, like there's a scallop I cut out with this particular die. It's got that lovely perforated edge. Very handy. And then there's a couple in here that have, there's a matching stamp set, and these guys match stamps that are in the stamp set, which is called Contour and, is it Contour and Color? I can never remember the name of it. It's one of those stamp sets. I use the dies more than I use the stamps, definitely. Although I like the stamps. I have used them a few times, but the dies are my favorite. So pop this here and here, and this one's going to go here. So yeah, these are, I think, one of the more useful die sets. If someone said, what dies should I start with? These ones would be on my list. I've found them so useful. Anyway, this particular die is that third largest one that I just showed you. And I'm thinking, what shall we stamp on this? Now let me grab a mat, because it's hard to see the white on the white background. So let me put that behind there. That's easier to see, isn't it? And see, when you put this in front of here, it sort of brings it all together. You could go this way too. You could also have it as a portrait, but then my tulips are kind of the wrong way, because I really was thinking of it as a landscape piece. So for today, we are definitely going to go landscape. And I'm thinking I might even, what am I going to put on this? That is the question. I have got a few already pre-cut dies that are going to look pretty, but I'm actually thinking about doing, I could stamp straight on. Should I stamp straight on? Maybe I should. I don't know. Tough decision. Very hard to know. What shall we say, guys? Is there anything particular we want to say today? if I'm going to use this stamp set, we've got No One Deserves. This one's a good one because this is, I could put this, let today be the start of something new in the middle, but then it would, the ends would be lonely and I feel like I need to do something with them. This No One Deserves a Happier Birthday is a good size for this, so maybe that's the one to go with. Actually, I haven't used this stamp before. It's brand new. So let me use that one. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with either Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape because they are good colours tonally. Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape work together very similar to how Night of Navy and Misty Moonlight work together. They're basically the same colour, just light and dark tones. So for a sentiment, I usually like to go up to a darker tone. Hey, Cherie. I've got lots of people popping in. I'm sorry if I've missed saying hello to everyone because I'm not watching the screen all the time. So I'm very sorry if I've missed anyone. Sorry about that. Chucking it down. Oh, my goodness. I'm assuming you mean rain, right? Not snow. All right, let me pop this No One Deserves a Happier Birthday Than You on this. All right, there we go. Isn't it nice? Isn't it a nice font? Look at that. That's very, very nice. I really like it. Now I'm thinking, is there something else? We've got some cute, these are really cute, little crosses. Those are really sweet. Maybe I'll add a little cross or two. Let me grab a couple of them. Pop them on a block. We might do them in maybe in Fresh Freesia because that colour's in this paper as well and it's a little bit of a contrasting colour. So I'm going to pop it here on my little block A and grab my Fresh Freesia ink. And let's just add a couple for kind of for emphasis, I guess. Let me pop those here. You know, just needed a little something. That's kind of cute. And maybe we'll add, I think maybe some, let's put this on dimensionals. Oh, okay, maybe some Fresh Freesia ribbon. Look, I had it out the other night and I have to keep hiding it because Crumpet keeps running off with it. The open weave ribbon is his favourite ribbon and that's the one he likes to grab hold of. He gets into the cupboard. I think I've told you before, he gets into the cupboard, grabs an end of the ribbon and runs off with it. And he'll be dragging, sometimes if it's still attached to the roll, he drags the roll down the hallway. And if I come out in the morning, there's ribbon up and down the hallway and sometimes the ribbon roll as well. He'll drag it all apart. All right, let's put some, I think this is going to be really pretty with this. Let's put some dimensionals on first. Grab some dimensionals. Some 1, 2, 1, 2, just the 4 corners. It must be close to 8 o'clock or it's a bit after 8 o'clock because I can hear there's a cat actually banging on the door, which means my daughter, I asked her to set her alarm to feed them at 8 so they wouldn't do that. And I'm thinking she's forgotten. Or maybe she gave them wet food and forgot to give them dry and they've come back for, you know, second breakfasts. For anyone who knows that reference. Can anyone hear the door banging? They're very insistent. And it's usually Merlot, the big one. He's the one that's food obsessed. Crumpet is ribbon obsessed. Merlot is food obsessed. Can anyone hear them? Oh my goodness. It's like, hey, you forgot about us. We need to be fed. I love that everybody on here gets on and talks to each other. I think that's really nice. All right, so I've got this beautiful, I love this ribbon. This is one of my favorites. It comes in all the in colors and I think it's stunning, okay? Really, really nice ribbon. And I think if you're looking for good ribbons to get, you can't go past these ones. They're fabulous. Like I said, they come in all 5 in colors. I expect, I don't know if they will retire we have a new catalogue coming out in May. It comes out the 3rd of May, I believe. The current one ends on the 2nd of May. That means our retired list is probably going to come out sometime in April. I could be wrong, could be end of March, but definitely by April it will be out. And what's important for you to know is that the first thing that always sell out every single time is the in color refills of the retiring colors. And the colors that are retiring this year will be Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, and Magenta Madness. Now, if you have any of these colors already in your collection, my advice to you is make sure you grab at least one refill so that your inks are going to last you for years, okay? One refill, two if you feel like it, if you really love those colors. But if you have the colors already, okay, make sure you have at least one refill for them. I just think that that's good advice, because I know every year I have customers that miss out and are sad that they missed out. So get them now, get them early before they actually start to sell out, which I expect them to do as soon as the retired list comes out. And it's not that far away. You hear them knocking, I know. How funny. Oh dear. All right, so I'm going to glue dot this ribbon on, this bow. I'm going to pop my bow onto this is how I like to use my glue dots. I pop them onto the glue dot, which is on the roll here, give it a good hard press, and then take off the whole thing. So now that the glue dot is behind the ribbon, and then that sits there and attaches to the ribbon as well. Okay. Now I was just thinking something else that would have looked really nice with this, and now I'm sort of thinking, oh, I should have done that. I've just had an idea. You know what I could do? What would have looked really nice would have been some of that beautiful iridescent shimmer or glimmer paper. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? That would look beautiful with these purples. Let me grab it. So this is the one I mean. Okay, this is absolutely stunning and would look really, really nice with this. Okay, now we could maybe, I'm thinking, do I have the bow punch handy? Because if I have the bow punch handy, that would be a really nice addition. A couple of little branches attached to this with the bow punch. Maybe I don't have it handy. I thought it was out on my desk, but possibly not. Or it's hiding under something, which is entirely possible. Here we go. Found it. There you go. I was busy cutting gold bits earlier, but I don't want gold now. Gold's not the color I want. I want this beautiful, shimmery, glimmery, iridescent pool party. Now, in the catalogue, if you go looking for this, it's in the mini catalogue, but it doesn't look like this in the catalogue. It's a little bit of an error. In the catalogue, it says blue and pink are the two colors. We do have the pink. The pink is right, but this is not really blue, not the blue that it shows in the catalogue. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this? Definitely, it says blue, but it just isn't. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like in the catalogue, and then, you know, then you'll have a look at the real thing and go, no, that's wrong. All right, so it's this supple shimmer paper that shows on page 87, and a closer look at it on 67. Okay, there it is there. That is nothing like this color. Can you see that? So the pink is right. In fact, the pink is even a little bit stronger than it's shown here in the catalogue. But this is definitely totally different. So it's not this blue, it's this beautiful iridescent pool party. And you know what? I like the real thing better. I love the iridescent pool party, and I've been using it on all kinds of things. So let's have a quick look at how beautiful this is. I think maybe these big ones are a little big, but I like the idea of a couple of these little, let me stick this behind here where that glue dot is. And let's pop that in there. I might have to have a play with the positioning of it, but I do like it. I just think these are really beautiful. Just going to kind of make that sit there, and it's shimmery and it's very pretty. The last thing I would want to put on here, because it goes really nice with the iridescent pool party, is the iridescent gems. Okay, these are the iridescent rhinestones that we have in our latest catalogue. These are my new favourite embellishment. It comes big, large, medium and small, and I'm going to put a large one down here, a medium one up here by these bits, and a little tiny weeny one up right here in the corner. And there we go. That's looking really nice. And I'll be adding this, of course, to a basic white thick piece of cardstock, which I have right here. Let's fold this over. So do we like this? Do you like these colors? I think the iridescent pool party looks really, really beautiful with the purples. I think it looks really nice. And then, of course, the iridescent rhinestones look perfect with the purples. I'm not happy with the positioning of this. I'm going to snip that off, make it shorter, and make it so it sits out this direction. Behind that little glue dot there. That's better. All right, let's whack this on here. And a very simple card, okay? You don't, this is what I hope you guys get from my Sunday night and Friday night videos, that you don't need to do anything complicated. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't need to, because all these beautiful elements that fit and coordinate so beautifully together, they do the magic for you, so that you don't have to do anything too complicated. You can keep it quite simple and it will still look beautiful. Okay, so there's our projects tonight. So we did one of these little guys. I'll put him this way so you can see what that looks like. And this little guy, something a bit different tonight. So we've done ourselves a cute little favour box, which are in the annual catalogue, these little boxes, which we've just decorated with one of the dies from the poppy, sorry, I keep saying poppy, tulip dies. They're called tulip dies, okay? And then I've used some of the paper from the Flowering Fields bundle that goes with those tulips, and I've created something quite simple, but I think, like somebody said, quite elegant too. You're not a purple person, sorry, I went to call you Alison. I'm so sorry, Sunny. I know better. So how do we go tonight? If anyone has any requests that you would like me to do over the next couple of weeks, you know, send them through, because I love responding to requests and seeing what people love. And let me just come back to me for a second. Here I am. There I am. All right. Try not to fall out of my dress here. If anybody is interested in doing the class, I've actually chosen different products purposely tonight, so to show you more things that you can do with these beautiful things without actually overlapping what I've actually done in the class. So in the class we made some 3D tulips, we did a fancy fold card, we did I showed some people on Friday night the bay window card that we've done in that class as well. If you want to, you can purchase just the tutorial, which is 20 Australian dollars, or if you're not in Australia, PayPal does the conversion for you. And if you are in Australia, are overseas, obviously that's super simple to do. But if you are in Australia, you can actually get all the class supplies that I send out. I have got dates on everything. You need to register for that by Friday the 28th, which is next Friday. So you have all this week. And you would be able to take advantage of celebration and all those other things. But if you're ordering $50 or more, you will be able to take part in the class. Okay, so, oh, you're so welcome, Gina. I'm glad you like them. Thank you very much. You could team the tulip die with the poppies. You could. Absolutely. Oh, look, I'm really glad everyone enjoyed that. Thank you so much. I will pop these little projects up on my Facebook page and also on Instagram for anyone who's over there. I'm sure you'll enjoy seeing them there as well. But at least you guys got to see how to make them. So this week, what's happening for everyone? I do a Monday morning live every week with my team every Monday morning. So that's happening tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen this week. I'm actually in isolation again, second time. A few weeks ago, it was my daughter. She had COVID, and the three of us did not get it. And now my son has COVID. So this week we're back in isolation again. And I'm supposed to be going up to the Hunter Valley on Wednesday, and I won't be able to, which is very sad. So we're trying to come up with a workaround for that. But I'm sorry if anyone is part of that and it knows now that I'm not going to be there. But it doesn't mean it's not going ahead. It just might be different. It might just not be me. Okay, so I hope everyone is well. Stay safe, everybody. No more spills, no. And hopefully, I'm hoping not to get COVID either. We managed to get away with it last time. We didn't get it, even though it was my daughter had it. And I was testing, and my husband was testing every other day. We didn't get it. And this time, we're hoping for the same. So, yeah, I hope everyone is better soon too. You know, want life to go back to normal. That'd be nice, right? All right, everybody. Have a fantastic week if you can, and I will see you again soon. Maybe some of you Friday night or Sunday night next week. Look out for another video coming up soon as well. Okay, bye-bye. Sometimes it takes a while to get out. Here we go.